Hello everybody and welcome to a colorful and warm Siti Wangsa Stadium live in Kuala Lumpur for now ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2026 semi-final actions, brought to you by Telekom Malaysia. It's a packed house here in the home of Sepaktakraw as the locals are here to witness what might possibly be an historic event as we are looking to this semi-final match between Malaysia and Indonesia, which starts very shortly, and the final tonight of the Team REGU event will happen at 8 p.m. depending on who wins this afternoon. Well, Malaysia has had a mixed bag of joys, and this is the road to the finals for each team. As Malaysia beat Japan in straight sets, and Indonesia had to do it the long way, doing it in 3 games to reach the semi-finals. And in the subsequent semi-finals in the court number 2, Thailand will take on Korea. As we wait for the officials and the players to take the court, Malaysia already taken quadrant gold in this competition, although they suffered the defeat in the team in the REGU, as they were knocked out by surprise package Myanmar. But all the focus is on today. The big one is the Team REGU event that everybody wants to win. The anticipation of meeting, hopefully in the finals, the 2 giants of Sepaktakraw, Malaysia and Thailand. But first, Malaysia have to get past Indonesia before anything can be said. Start momentarily. The flags, the Jalo Gemilang flags of Malaysia wave proudly here in Siti Wangsa. Now Indonesia very strong in the knockout stage in the group events. They swept aside comfortably China and Brunei Darussalam in 3 games to nothing. They carried that momentum through to the knockout stages by eliminating Philippines 3 to nothing to book a spot here this afternoon. And now they face their biggest challenge in the form of Malaysia. As the players are being introduced there, number 10, Zulkifli Razak. Number 13 there, Farhan Adam. Number 5, Azlan Alias. Number 20, Haziq Harul Nizam. Number 8, Amirul Zazwan. Number 2 there, Zarif Marikan. The talisman, number 23, Shahir Rosli. Voted most feared Tekong in all of Sepaktakraw. Well, this is the big one, guys. Make no mistake. So we will be introduced to the Indonesian players. Well, number 9 there, Anwar Budianto. Number 6, Mamat Fahrul. Number 14, Zulia. Well, Indonesia, one of the founding members of ISTAF, one of the founding countries. They have shown why they are one of the powerhouse nations of Sepaktakraw here today. Well, this will be best of 3 games instead of in the group stages. And all 3 REGUs will take the court, but this will be the best of 2. So if a team goes 2-0, then that's it. We will move on to the finals at 8 p.m. tonight. Being introduced to the officials now. That's the list of match officials. The rose among the thorns, Malihi Shahverdi from Iran, the lone lady in amongst the men. Well, it's serious times, no smiles, minimal smiles as these arch rivals of nations, neighboring nations, Malaysia, Indonesia. For many years, many points of contention, from food to culture to sports. And now Sepaktakraw, who will have the final say. Look at the starting lineup for both teams. Malaysia start with Zulkifli Razak, Afifuddin as striker, and Aidil Aiman as the feeder. Muhammad Fahrul, Rio Zulia, and Anwar Budianto is the first REGU, or REGU A for Indonesia. On the bench, Rosli Zulfendi Somari and Noor Aizat Nordin. In the reserves for Indonesia, Kurniawan, Rifki Puji, and Ubaidur Rahman. And the referee for this afternoon, Harun Osman from Singapore. He'll be assisted at the match by Dorong Kamkura from Thailand. As I said earlier, in court number 2, Thailand take on Korea for that final 2nd spot in the final. And I'll try and bring you news from that match as this match proceeds. Say the nerves will be a factor is an understatement. But Malaysia have seen these conditions before. Afifuddin Razali, number 14, one of the most experienced players. So too Zulkifli Razak and Aidil Aiman. Malaysia have obviously gone for experience to try and lock in this first REGU. Sobe, as known to the fans here, will kick things off on Malaysia. Here we go. Nice drop serve to open up the proceedings to catch up Indonesia for the first point, much to the roar of the crowd. Malaysia set the tone early. It's really loud here in the stadium, if you can't tell. Indonesia. Good control by Aidil. Afifuddin. On the line, gets the second point for Malaysia. This crowd will roar their team to the finish line. Make no mistake. Well, the last time Malaysia lifted the Team REGU trophy was 2 years ago in this very stadium here. The last time the World Cup was held in Kuala Lumpur. How they would want that title again. This time the net in the way for Zulkifli. Real Zulia. He has his skills. What will he do now? He goes long. Oh, the crowd has to be a factor this afternoon. That's not a sign of nerves getting in the way. Nothing is. To the chest to calm the nerves. A nervous smile, perhaps. This time, it's smooth, it's direct, it's effective. Malaysia off to a 3-point lead. Similarly, Thailand 3-0 against Korea at the moment. Just quietly going about their business, Thailand. Good control. Zulkifli scrambling, ball back over to Indonesia. Indonesia will have the second attack. And does get the point. Real Zulia with that serve causing all the problems. Tried to control. Afifuddin had no choice but to get the ball back over to Indonesia. Interesting enough, Shahir Rushdie has been listed as a reserve, not named in any of the 3 REGUs, which is quite interesting. And Zulkifli does that. Perhaps Shahir will be used as an impact substitution for all 3 REGUs, which might be a stroke of brilliance if it ever comes down to that. He has been firing hot and cold this tournament, not at his usual levels that we're used to seeing. Control again from Aidil. If he didn't do it again, does. A look of panic, but still early days for Coach Abdul Ghani. to figure out a way to neutralize this early Malaysian wave of attack. Go to the top, so the control is wayward, but Afifudin with the block, winner at the net. He read that well, Afifudin. Fahrul seemed to be of two minds whether he wanted to go for power on that spike. Good setting by Budianto. Really quite a full-blown attack by Fahrul. That challenge, Indonesia. All the coaches being called over. Let's keep an eye on the reactions to get an early indication. Thumbs up from Malaysia. No foul. The clean block by Afifudin. They find themselves 6 points ahead. Control by Afifudin. He'll have another go now. Malaysia in a groove. In a groove. Well, timeout Indonesia. We need to slow things down for Indonesia. Trying to break this momentum Malaysia has built. As far as I can tell, the coach is talking about pressure and positional, tactical wisdom being a part on the players. It's been a clear sailing for Indonesia thus far, with opponents that really haven't challenged them that much. And finally up against a powerhouse like Malaysia. And they find themselves adrift, but they have the caliber, they have the ability. Meanwhile, Thailand lead Korea 6-4. This Malaysian crowd will probably want Korea to win that one. But a Thailand-Malaysia final would be what everyone is anticipating. Thailand looking for revenge after Malaysia won the King's Cup in home ground in Thailand last year. And no doubt looking for revenge to win one here in front of Malaysia's crowd. Just a little long on that serve from Zulkifli. 8-3 now. Good control from Ideal. Fuda takes a run up. The block is wide. Point to Malaysia. Malaysia have the serve after breaking Indonesia's serve. Now it's up to the Tekong. Again, long. That's two back-to-back wayward serves by Zulkifli. Every mistake Malaysia makes gives Indonesia hope. Similarly, Rio Zulia goes wide as well. Malaysia now 10-4. Korea have tied it up 6-all against Thailand. But they've gone ahead 7-6. Players complaining about the flash photography, where the phones with their flashes on, causing a little distraction. Need to keep those off, turned off. Drop serve again from Zulkifli, causing turnover. Tifudin picks his spot. Alike, Tifudin. Rio Zulia, what can he do? Straight down the middle. Does get the service ace. And a much needed one too for Indonesia. Straight down route one with power. Right in between Zulkifli and Aidil. Well, Malaysia quick to challenge that serve. If the ball had gone out. Well, this would be a big call. Well, no reaction from Malaysia. The serve is in. Indonesia get the point. Yeah, well on the line there.
Ready? 11-5.
Good serve from Zulkifli. But But Fahrul does what he does at the net for Indonesia. Oh, that looks in. Was, well disguised. Afifuddin thought it was going out, ducked under, but it was struck with a little bit of topspin and managed just to dip at the final moments. Another ace for Rio Zulia. And all of a sudden, that big lead has been cut to 4. Malaysia seemingly pegged on 11 at the moment. Leads can dissipate very quickly in Sepaktakraw. More of that from Zulkifli. Malaysia finally advancing, 12-7 now. Ideal with the control. Afifuddin goes long. Oh, just in. Perfect. Now from this angle, it looked like it went out of play, but manages to catch that corner. Yes.
13-7.
The drop serve, the specialty shot by Zulkifli Razak. Open proceedings with that serve, and now closing it with the same deftly touch. That is the reason why he's on this team. Set point for Malaysia in this first REGU, in this first set. Zulia, good catch by Afifuddin, was going out it seemed. And that is good, I think, yes. Indonesian bench doesn't challenge, and it's confirmed. Malaysia win that first set 15-7. We move on to the second set. Well, it's a big ask now for Indonesia. They trail by 1 set. We'll take a 2-minute break before we commence for an exciting second set. Don't go anywhere. Meanwhile, in court number 2, Korea 11-9 leads Thailand in that match. As the crowd focus on that court at the moment, as we take a look at some of the highlights from that first set. Malaysia off to a hot start with a couple of quick serves and spikes from Afifuddin and Zulkifli. They saw a lead that they've never lost to the very end. That was the defensive work again there by Afifuddin for the block winner. And Zulkifli Razak led the line with his serves. Indonesia seemingly powerless at times, had their moments, but somehow need to dig deep and create more chances. Zulkifli has been firing on all cylinders this afternoon. Well, so far, everything is going to script for Malaysia. They are looking for the double. They wanted to get the triple, but they lost the REGU competition. Unceremoniously knocked out by Myanmar. Well, it's been almost 34 years of monopoly by Thailand in this team REGU format category, all across major competitions like the SEA Games and Asian Games. And it's only in the last couple of years that Malaysia have raised their game, provided some challenge to Thailand as Indonesia makes a substitution, bringing on their backup striker on for Fahrul. Afifudin back at it quickly in the second set. Substitution by Indonesia, Muhammad Fahrul. Ubaidur Rahman comes on for him. Can he provide some kind of defensive work at the net, which Muhammad Fahrul didn't seem to be able to do for Indonesia. An excellent serve, but the control is there. Now then, Ubaidur. That's a bit better from Indonesia, a little clever, a bit more guile at the net required. Ubaidur doesn't go for power, he just gets it over the net, nudges the ball with the sole of his foot. Just sometimes all you need, really, instead of brute force. One all Indonesia will not let Malaysia run away with that set as they did in the first. Ubaidur now. The net helps Indonesia's cause, and they have a lead for the first time in this match. Afifudin from way out, trying to make something, but asking a little too much. This time the net helping Indonesia. They get the kind bounce.
1, 2.
Should be in. Point to Malaysia. Ball on the line. Indonesia don't challenge. Take a look at his serve. It was inch perfect. Ubaidur trying to gesture or influence the referee to call it out, but nothing doing. Good control there. Afifudin rises high, goes the same direction, avoids the block by Ubaidur. That's the point to Malaysia. Meanwhile, Thailand have set point against Korea, 14-13, in a tight game. The serve. Gets another drop serve for Malaysia. 4-2. Thailand have taken the first set against Korea. 15-13. So they too are leading in the first set of that first REGU. There, ideal now. If he put it in, goes for the nudge, but then gets the favorable bounce from the net. The block a little too gingerly, falls on the wrong side as Malaysia regain their 3-point lead. With power this time, Zulkifli goes to the body of Anwar Budianto. Well targeted, he saw the spot, he picked the spot, he went for it. The net helped a little bit. Drop serve not as effective. Afifuddin goes for the drop. Zulia read it well, tried to control it. He knew that Afifuddin would try that, but still unable to control that ball. He was well positioned there, Zulia, to anticipate. Just unlucky, a little bit high on the chest for Zulia. 7-2. And Indonesia make a substitution. Anwar Budianto takes a breather on for Rifki Puji Sosanto. Incidentally, if they use the substitutions here, they cannot use them again for the second REGU, which is quite an interesting one. Another excellent drop serve. Deft touch by Zulkifli. Immediately testing Rifki Puji, whether he can get to this ball, and he could not. The way he kicks the ball, Zulkifli sort of loses pace and just drops out of the air, which is very difficult to do. Well, this time, Zulia's serve is uncontested. The service winner for him. Indonesia, well, rightly so, calling for a timeout as they find themselves up against the wall.
sangat bagus ya. Lambung-lambung kalau masalah normal ya. Tinggal bagaimana menyiapkan kamu agak di bawah sedikit. Jadi siap maju siap belakang. Jangan di belakang lambungnya.
Well, this has been an interesting competition with the introduction, the inclusion of China in these games.
Agak-agak reaksi sedikit ya. Oke, ya.
They showed much promise as a rising nation in Sepaktakraw. They showed much resilience against Myanmar, China. Despite losing, they had some notable performances, individual performances, China, which was interesting to note, really. Back in the action. Malaysia to serve 8-3. Zulkifli. Just long. Just ever so slightly long. Zulia with the serve goes to Afifuddin. The control is there. Ideal scrambling. Oh, asking a little bit too much from Afifuddin on that occasion. Ideal. Well, he did well to get something on this. To skip over the advertisement board, but Afifuddin tried to kill off the point quickly. Drop serve of death comes to Malaysia again. He's hit that serve 4 times by my count. Always on the same spot, always just out of reach. He must spend hours practicing that. Afifuddin good control again for that first ball. Takes a big leap, goes straight between Ubaidur and Rifki. He tried to double block this, but still Afifuddin found a way. Malaysia leads. Indonesia have to close the gap somehow. They have to find a way. Good control, but then just too much asked from Ubaidur. Easy to control from Ideal. Afifuddin goes again through both the legs. of Rifki and Ubaidur again. Well, this has been a dominant performance by Malaysia. I think the big difference has to be composure between the two teams to perform under pressure. And with the drop serve, but this time it goes out of play. In any case, Rifki was already there. Good serve again from Rio Zulia. Caused all the problems for Malaysia. Went wide, effectively taking out two players. Just the power from that serve, causing all the issues. As Aidil Aiman inadvertently become an Olympic hurdler. Centering the nerves, so Kifli. This time he goes in the same direction he's always gone, but gone with a little bit more power, a little more zip. Gets the service winner. Puji helpless. Goes out of play on that serve. There will be a blind challenge by Indonesia. It happened in front of their bench, so it's a fair shout. Well, a quick and definitive review check would indicate a nod of agreement and a thumbs up by Indonesia as a challenge won. There now, Ubaidur gets the challenge, gets a bit of a lateral attack, a bit flat on that, and Zulkifli opted to try and control it. Maybe letting it out would have been, no, he was dipping, he had no choice, Zulkifli. A slip by Rio Zulia gives Malaysia match point. It has been the tale of two contrasting takeongs here this afternoon in this match. Zulkifli largely better shooting percentage, or service percentage I should say. Match point for Malaysia in this first regu. Well, Zulkifli has to be the star of that first regu, with a devastating display of serves brushing aside this Indonesian regu. The relief has on the face of Zulkifli says it all. He was fighting his nerves throughout that match, and he managed to hold on to that nerve. Meanwhile, in set number two, in court number 2, Thailand ahead just by 2 points, 10-8 after taking their first set. Malaysia have this first regu down, as we will move quickly into the next regu. As we take a look at some of the highlights from that exciting first regu match. Well, it started out like a house on fire for Malaysia in the first set, and it did the same in the second. Indonesia took a small lead early on in the second set, but Malaysia quickly turned that around with shooting prowess of Afifuddin at the net, and of course, yeah, Tekong Zulkifli Razak. Indonesia were powerless at times, as Malaysia held on to see out that first regu quite comprehensively. It was shooting moments like that from Afifuddin. But Ubaido, who came on for Muhammad Fahrul, did his best, but it was too little too late for Indonesia, as the serves of Zulkifli ran rampant for Malaysia. You can see the regu B getting ready on the court, and we'll get the introductions of the referees shortly, and we can move on into that second regu. But meantime, let's take a look at some of the stats from that first match. 13 spike winners, Afifuddin, and of course 7 service winners and 5 aces for Zulkifli Razak was all that was needed to shut down Indonesia in that first regu A match in straight sets, 15-7, 15-9. Being introduced by the Official court referee will be Azman Azamain from Singapore. Let's check out the formation or the starting lineup from Malaysia. Farhan Adam and Haziq Nizam and Azlan Alias. And of course for Indonesia, Saiful Rijal, Yusha and Hardian Shah, their feeder. And the reserves for Malaysia is Shahir Rusdi, Zulfendi Sumari and Noor Aizat Nordin. Indonesia just have the one reserves, having used two reserves. Kurniawan, the lone Tekong reserve on Indonesia's bench, as Indonesia has already used Ubaidur Rahman and Rifki Puji in that first REGU.
Malaysia and Indonesia. On my right, representing Malaysia. On my left, representing Indonesia. Players in. Line.
Karun Hosnan goes to the other side of the net to assist.
Players ready.
We will now witness the second REGU, or the REGU B, as it were. Thailand 12-9 in that second set against Korea.
Second REGU. First set.
Indonesia to kick this off. Winner goes wide. Malaysia get the first point, and well, now we'll see the shooting boots of Haziq Nizam.
One, there.
Straight down with the angle. Azlan Alias, quick to pounce. The mistake from Indonesia. Azlan Alias at the net defensively, goes into attack quickly. It was a mistake by Hardian Shah to cause that, and well, Azlan was quick to pounce. Good control by Azlan. Azlan now with his signature spike. Just a little too low from Haziq Nizam.
Ready? Ready.
Well, Indonesia must not let Malaysia run away. They have to keep with them, keep the gap. Good control from Haziq. Haziq now, Aslan. Well, that was individual brilliance from Hardian Shah at the net to shut that point down.
Players ready?
Well, Thailand have taken that first REGU in straight sets as well.
3, 2.
They now move on to their second REGU match with the 1-0 lead against Korea. Individual skill by Saiful Rijal that time. Doing it all by himself for Indonesia.
Players ready?
Got to the first ball, set it up for himself, and then killed off the point. As Indonesia tie this match up 3-3 now.
3, all. Point Indonesia.
Well, it seems the tables are turning for Indonesia, hopefully. As this second REGU means business with that serve. Yuda Aswina Tama with the service winner. Can Haziq do the same?
Point Indonesia.
Wow. What a great recovery from Indonesia. Somehow still managed to get the point. The control there, but then somehow Saiful Rijal managed to kill off the point.
Five, 3. Point Indonesia.
And another easy serves for Indonesia. Now they have a 3-point lead in this second REGU in this first set.
Ready?
Well, the thing with the team REGU event is the tactics of the lineup and how you shuffle your team. Do you go with the strong REGU at the first one? Do you pack the end? It would seem Indonesia stacked the second REGU, hoping the first REGU would somehow get a win. Malaysia too read that play. I would say it's a more even spread for Malaysia's team selection. Malaysia now call for a timeout. The first timeout of this match. One of the words of wisdom by Coach Ahmad Jayas. It's more of words of encouragement, really. You know what they have to do, Malaysia. They obviously would like to see this out quickly so they can rest for the final. Indonesia have to do it the wrong way. 4 points the difference. Malaysia, they've seen this gap before. They've closed this gap before. A drop serve as Malaysia stood back, expecting a fast serve from Yura, but well read and spot the open court. Got the drop serve on Malaysia.
3-8.
Nizam, can he find it? Gets the serve in. Can Aslan block? No. Indonesia get another point. 6 points the difference now.
Ready? 9-3.
Pick up now. Aslan, can he see off the point? He can now. That's a little bit better for Malaysia. Just need to build some momentum now. It's all important. First ball, to get to that first ball. So far, Aslan hasn't had opportunities to attack.
Ready? 4-9.
It's a bit better from Azik. Goes straight to the foot.
Ready?
Gets the angle, gets the spin.
Ready? 9-5.
Yula Aswinatama for Indonesia.
Out.
Goes long. Azik quick to step out of the way, and rightly so.
Ready?
I think it was a shout out from Captain Farhan for Azik to step out of the way.
Timeout. Players, 1 minute.
Indonesia now call for a timeout. Just as Malaysia got three quick points. Well, it's the mind games that come into play, the tactical mind games by these timeouts.
Siapa yang duluan lo kita yang ngambil, ya. Cuma itu aja yang lain aman dan aman. Ya. Komunikasinya harus ada di dalam, ya. Yang lain aman. Service bagus, bagus, ya. Bola-bola antara-antara yang kira-kira bersentuhan dengan dua orang, los. Siapa yang duluan ambil, ya. Ini ya. Yang sampai di kita, oke. Oke, sip. Oke, senang gembira, ya. Fokus bola, ya. Oke, sip. Terus adalah bagus.
Plays in. Plays ready. Six, 9.
6-9 the serve to Malaysia. Good control by Saiful. Saiful reach out now. Good control by Malaysia, back at it. Azlan. Malaysia close the gap to 2 now. Saiful Rijal there, tried to get in position, but he was nowhere near Azlan.
Captain, number 7. Number 7. Let's ready. 9, 7.
Well, the fight back is on for Malaysia. Can Indonesia keep going? Azlan with the control. Now Azlan on the attack. That signature sunback spike by Azlan. Well worked as it tried to guide it on the opposite direction of Saiful Rijal.
8, 9.
Now 1 point the difference. Good delivery from Farhan. Saiful now. The block goes wide. Indonesia get the point. Saiful Rijal, one of the legends in Sepaktakraw, proving that age is just a number as he goes toe-to-toe with the younger stars of the sport.
10, 8.
Oh, that was a well-worked serve from Yuda. And in contrast, one of the rising stars of Indonesian Sepaktakraw.
Players ready?
He rose to prominence in the
8, 11.
bronze medal win at the SEA Games in Thailand last year. Back over to Saiful. Oh, well worked, that experience from Saiful. Just nudges the ball over, silencing this home crowd.
Ready? Ready, play. 12,
12-8.
8.
Indonesia looking for 3 more points. Good control. Azlan from mid-court. Well control by Indonesia. Saiful now. Farhan was there.
Point Indonesia.
And it was Farhan who was at the net uncharacteristically. And he might have injured himself, as he's not usually the one at the net. But he had to move forward as Azlan was there. And, Azlan being the provider this time. And a little too much angle there for Farhan.
Ready? 8, 13.
Control again, Indonesia with the first ball, and Saiful turned over. Indonesia get a second attack, and don't waste it, and they now have set point. The mix of youth and experience on Indonesia's second regu here on full display.
Ready? Set point 14-8.
Set point Indonesia.
Point Malaysia.
Point to Malaysia for now as it steps out of the way. Malaysia have to be flawless if they want to somehow turn this around from now.
Ready? 9. Set point 14. Point Malaysia.
Well, the service winner coming at an opportune time. The service ace, I should say. Malaysia still precarious position.
Service.
Service challenge to both deflate and cause a disruption to Malaysia's flow after 2 quick points. Indonesia not taking any chances. Well, nothing wrong with the serve. Indonesia get the point. And it is
After review, no foul.
14-10. Still set point.
Malaysia 11. Malaysia 11. 11. Malaysia 11. Please ready?
Just a little check as to
Please ready?
the situation. Everything's all good. We're here to go. Malaysia
Set point.
staring the first set defeat in their eye with this from Indonesia. Yuda goes short, has it, controls. Aslan just gets the ball back over to Indonesia. Now then, Saiful Rijal and gets the point. Well,
Players baseline.
it's all to do for Malaysia in the second set. Indonesia
Players inside.
taking control in this second regu.
Players baseline. Second go first set won by Indonesia 15-10. 2 minutes break.
Well, Thailand currently lead 13-8 in their second regu first set match. And things still going the script for Thailand. Meanwhile, Malaysia have to somehow get through this second regu. Take a look at some of the highlights from that first set. It wasn't the way Malaysia thought it was going to be, as Saiful Rijal for Indonesia led the line for them. There's been a balanced performance from this Indonesian regu. They have shown much resilience. for Malaysia as Indonesia grab a hold of this second regu as they look to tie up this team event. And we'll have to go to that third and final regu as the crowd looks nervous all of a sudden.
What's up, ladies? Ready?
Well, meanwhile, Thailand seem to have closed out the first set in their second regu match, 15-10.
Second set. Malaysia serve. Love. Oh. Out. Point Indonesia.
Just a little long. Now, do Malaysia bring on Shahir Rusti? Do they gamble? Is it too early to press the panic button?
Point Malaysia.
Well, serves back at Malaysia.
Ready? Second ready. One. All. Point Malaysia.
It's a bit better. Net's in the way, but the net's helping Malaysia this time.
Ready? 1, 2. Point Indonesia.
Point to Indonesia. Point for point now. Trading points.
Ready? Ready? 2. All.
So from Hazik, now Saiful sends it into the net.
Ready, tengok. 2, 3.
Good control by Aslan. Aslan now.
Point Malaysia. Ready?
Malaysia 4-2.
Ready, player?
Must keep this lead, Malaysia. Must not let Indonesia back in this match.
4, 2.
Good control there. Saiful, can Aslan block? Block is good. Back to Aslan. Saiful in response quickly. Wow. Wow, wow.
Ready?
That was all Saiful. Quick thinking and lethal at the net. The spike roll from Indonesia.
3, 4.
Front hand stretches. Better from Aslan. Whatever you can do, I can do better, he says.
Ready, Ben? Ready? 5, 3.
Control now. Saiful has the attack.
Point Indonesia.
Short and sweet. Simple as you like.
Ready? Take off.
Malaysia have to neutralize the serve of Yuda.
5.
Get to the first ball, they do. Aslan.
Point Malaysia.
How important it is to get to that first ball.
Ready? Ready?
Like Hazika asking for a little treatment or an adjustment to his socks. Waiting anxiously on the side, Shahir Rosti. We will no doubt see him at some point in this match,
Ready?
whether in this REGU or in the final.
Ready?
And it, no doubt, is a surprise decision to bench Shahir Rosti.
Ready?
You would think he'd be starting in one of these REGUs, but of course, manager Abu Jami perhaps has his reasons.
Point Indonesia.
Malaysia can't afford those kinds of mistakes from Haziq Nizam.
Ball please. Finish ready. Five, 6.
Good control there. Now, Saiful.
Point Indonesia.
Indonesia tie up the match, 6-all.
Players ready.
This is a formidable REGU Indonesia's put up, led by the
6.
experience of Yuda Aswinatama. Hailing from the island of Bubur. Here he is.
Point
He's found the net in the
Malaysia.
way. Malaysia will take every point that comes no matter how it comes.
Ready, players? Six, seven. Point
Pitch
Indonesia.
perfect. The ace winner, the service winner, when it mattered the most. For Yuda.
Ready? Seven, all.
Back at you with this service winner of his own, Azik Nizam.
Ready? Ready? Talent service. All talent service.
Service challenge called by Indonesia. No faults called. Malaysia get the point.
Malaysia is no fault. Point Malaysia.
Well, Azik Nizam has always been grounded. A grounded person.
7, 8. Out. Point
Just a little
Indonesia.
long there. Very unlucky from Aslan. He did well to stretch a leg out and
Ready?
quickly tried to kill off the point.
Eight. All.
Good work, Saiful.
Point Indonesia.
Point for point as we get closer and closer to the conclusion of this set. And
Ready?
Indonesia get the win and tie up this in REGU match in total. Will Malaysia somehow get to a third and final deciding set.
Out. Point Malaysia.
It's been that sort of set for Indonesia. They win one, they give one away. So to Malaysia, hence the scoreline, 9-all. Farhan Adam now feeling a little tightness in the quads. As the Matador trumpet sounds ring through this Titiwangsa Stadium. somehow try to lift this Malaysian side to victory. But not before Indonesia have their way.
9-all.
The determination is in the eyes of those Indonesian players. Saiful goes short. Farhan is there. Azlan. Oh, now the defense block winner from Saiful Rijal, and that might be the catalyst for the win for Indonesia. He has been a beacon of hope for Indonesia in this match. Well, it's a quick check, which usually means it's a definitive. A little consoling pat on the back of the Malaysian coach would indicate that it's not over, and Indonesia do get the point as they lead 10-9 now. The foot of Saiful Rijal well in Jakarta on that block, as we will see a substitution. No, we're not. It's just an adjustment of the captain's armband. Azlan now. Indonesia quick to get there, frantic. They turn the ball back over to Malaysia. Malaysia will have a second goal. No one at the net. Azlan had a free goal on that point. It's good work by Yuda on the floor there to keep the ball alive.
Ready to go? Time out. Next time out, 1 minute, players baseline.
It's really been point for point. Neither team running away in the second set. And well, a timeout call by Malaysia, as this is a pivotal turning point in the match.
Players in. Ready? Players ready? Thank you, sir. Ready? 10-all.
With a good serve now, Saiful.
Point Indonesia.
Get the points. Block was deflected into its own net by Azlan Alias. Indonesia now 11-10.
Ready? 11-10.
Yuda with the serve, Indonesia to Azlan. Azlan now with the attack. Well, he saw the open court, he had the time to pick a spot. Sunback spike in full effect, goes the other way. Quick snap of the leg, gets the angle. Again with the timeout, just as Haziq was about to take the serve. Indonesia call for the timeout. Coach Abu Ghani is not taking any chances. Well, after those delays, tactical stoppages, can Malaysia keep their cool? Serve there from Haziq. Now then Saiful. Wow. Saiful gets the little flick at the net to lunge the ball vertically down for the point. He almost drags it along the net. 12-11, neither team pulling away, neither team giving an inch. Frantic. Indonesia get the point. And all of a sudden, they sit on 13-11. It was a good serve from Yuda. Powerful serve, but then Saiful with the attack, controlled by, well, back over to Indonesia from Azlan. And then Saiful makes the mistake. Malaysia holding on by the skin of that Sepaktakraw ball. Nizam getting some ice on his elbow after landing awkwardly. This next couple of points crucial for either side. It would seem that Thailand have comprehensively beaten Korea and will await the winner of this match in the final later on tonight at 8 p.m. This match is far from over. Farhan with the control. Aslan. Malaysia tie it up 13-all. Malaysia not backing down. Now, this serve on Nizam has to be filled off pressure. Can he keep his cool? Can he keep his composure? Goes for power. Now then, can Aslan block this attack? He can. Malaysia have set point to tie up this match. Well, not before a quick net challenge from Indonesia. Any momentum build is trying to be deflated by this call. Thumbs up for that challenge. Malaysia have set point in this second set. As the crowd increases the volume on Indonesia's serve. Incidentally, the Thai team look on from court number 2 in anticipation as they watch who will win this match and who will be their opponent. What a service ace at the crucial time. We'll go to extra points now. Inch perfect. Well, first to 17 now. Indonesia keep their focus, tie up this match. Hasik will have a couple of more goes. Ken thwarted to the first ball. A block winner from Aslan. Indonesia have no more challenges, so they'll have to somehow Aslan now calling for a medic. As another mind game continue. kind of game of cat and mouse. Oh, back with the action now. Yuda to serve for Indonesia. 14-15. Clips the net. Aslan. Individual skill. Takes it to match point for Malaysia. Set point, I should say. Set point. Indonesia have the first set win. This is to tie up the match and go to a third and final deciding set. As the ties look on, who will be their opponent tonight? Goes a little long from Haziq. Every time he's gone for power, it has gone out of play. Well, now the pressure on Yuda to keep Indonesia in this. Meanwhile, the mind games again continue. Aslan asking for the medic. Court. With the control, back to Aslan. Oh, the defensive block winner from out of nowhere, Saiful Rijal. Malaysia challenge. So far, Saiful Rijal has been quite clean in all of his blocks at the net. A shake of the head and a thumbs up from Indonesia. 16 all. Set point for Malaysia. Match point for Indonesia. Well, when I talk about the pressure, it has to be down to this serve by Haziq Nizam. Next point wins it. Do we go to a third and final decider? Or do Indonesia take the second REGU? And then we go to a third and final REGU match. Haziq Nizam. Goes for power. Saiful now can be blocked. The block is there. Saiful again. Haziq Nizam gets it. The ball back over to Indonesia. Saiful on the second time, the block again from Aslan. Saiful again, Aslan with the header winner. Which way does it go? Well, the referees are deliberating. Which way will the point be given to? Indonesia asking for a challenge. Point given to Malaysia. Point of contention now. Indonesia protesting over that call. Did the head of Azran Alias crossover. Indonesia used all their challenges. They could not challenge that call. Let's take a look on this replay. Well, you can see Saiful Rijal's head is way over the line. So Indonesia should have no complaints over that call. Malaysia now tie up the match, 1 set apiece. And we will go to a third and final decider. Wow, exciting stuff here in the Titiwangsa Stadium in Kuala Lumpur. And if you're just joining us, where have you been? This is the Sepaktakraw Telekom Malaysia ISTAF World Cup coming to you live. If you're just joining in, then this is the semi-final match between Indonesia and Malaysia. Malaysia have just tied up this match, 1 set apiece in the second REGU, and are looking to somehow see it through to the end. As we take a look at some of the highlights from that match, it was hot and cold for Tekong Haziq Nizam, but it was that man there for Indonesia, Saiful Rijal, the number 7, the veteran striker, who had moments of brilliance like that when he made crucial defensive block winners. Indonesia threatened to take that second set and win this second REGU, but Indonesia, well, it went all the way down to extra points, and it came down to the final point in that second set. In a point of contention, Malaysia take it 17-16. Well, we go again, but it's not over yet. Let's take a look at that final point. It was a long rally, and multiple blocks, multiple tackles. In the end, it was this point right here. The header winner goes out of play, out of the deflection from Aslan's head. But Saiful Rijal reaching over the net with his head, and thus causing the fault and the point to Malaysia. Well, we settle down in for the third and final set. Indonesia have to do it all again. A win in this set for Malaysia will see them through to the final. A win here for Indonesia on this set, and we go to the third REGU. It's all to play for. Thailand have wrapped up their match against Korea and are resting, so it's gone to play for Thailand. They just start off with a flyer from Aslan. Haziq finding his shooting boots. Better late than never. We'll have to chalk it up to nerves, as this is a high-pressure situation. The hopes of the nation rest on the shoulders of these three players. Farhan with the set, Aslan with the point. That's a bit better for Malaysia. Indonesia seemingly deflated after that call from that second set. They thought they had it. They looked pretty good. They were in cruise control in their minds. Good pick up there. And now then, Saiful Rijal does get the point for Indonesia. Well, quick service winner from Yuda. 2 quick points. 2 quick points from Indonesia. Well, it's one thing to have home support, but the crowd can also work against you. But it can also work for you. It's all smiles when it's going your way, Haziq. Smiles can turn into tears. Some good pick up there for the tracker. Indonesia scrambling. Farhan is there. This time, Haziq with the defensive duties at the net. Quick net challenge by Indonesia. Obviously questioning the long legs of Haziq Nizam. Long limbs, lanky limbs of Haziq Nizam. Wow, it looks like it is over. Wow. A good call by Indonesia with that challenge. And yes, his foot is in no man's land, Haziq. shut down by Haziq Nizam. Well, you called me for the fault, and I'll give you an ace. Into the net with the serve. 6-3 Malaysia. Well, Indonesia calling for a timeout again, just as Haziq was about to serve. Seems to be a theme. Interesting facts about Indonesia. The official language is Bahasa Indonesia, but there are over 700 languages spoken in Indonesia, which is quite interesting, being one of the largest archipelago in the world,
Masih panjang.
with over
Ya.
100 million people. Actually, more than that.
Pancing terus reaksinya di dalam. Ya, jangan sampai dingin karena hawanya. Ya. Sabar, satu-satu. Ini nggak ada masalah. Bagus.
Indonesia is the fourth largest, fourth populous country in the world, with over 240 million people. Excuse me. We have 17,000 islands, ranging all the way from Papua New Guinea, stretches all the way to Sumatra in past Malaysia. And they have their supporters here tonight, this afternoon. Haziq Nizam with the serve for Malaysia. Can he keep it going? He cannot. Gives another point away to Indonesia. Tried to go for the Zulkifli Razak serve, but doesn't have the touch. Oh, what would Malaysia do to have Zulkifli available to come on as an impact substitution? Indonesia give the serve back with a shake of a head from Yuda. 7-4 now. Concentration on Farhan Adam's face as he delivers the ball. It was well worked. Insightful. Players sort of know when they have no chance. And, this is one of them. Aslan was nowhere near the net for the block. Crowd chanting Sangkut, which means to hit it into the net, but not on that occasion. Obviously, the Indonesian language and the Malaysian language are similar. They can understand each other. So that chant may be effective, or it may provide as motivation for Yuda. Well, depends how you look at it. It's a bit better from Aziz Nizam as Malaysia maintain a 2-point cushion. And now they switch sides midway through this third and final deciding set. Yuda goes wide, much to the disapproving eyes of coach Abdul Ghani. See there, number 8, Kurniawan, limbering up. Perhaps you will see him being introduced into this match. On for Yuda, maybe. Zik with the control. Point to Indonesia again. Try for Rijal. Drawing on all those years of experience to drag his team across the line. Yes, we will see a substitution. Kurniawan comes on for Yuda. Now then, being thrown into the deep end, Kurniawan straight into the action. Can he make an impact? Can he do what's necessary? He goes short and he does. The drop serve out of the blue after a string of powerful serves from Yuda. Catching out Farhan Adam. Nizam now finally comes into the fray. Straight to the feet of Kurniawan. Started like a house on fire with that first service ace. Can he follow it up with another? As Aziz steps out of the way. 11-8 now. We're seeing Yuda come back on for Kurniawan. Perhaps Kurniawan needed a little break. Toilet break, perhaps. Usually that's what happens.
11-8.
Straight into the action again. Now then, Saiful Rijal. That's the point for Indonesia. With every point scored by Indonesia, the crowd goes silent. Suddenly the atmosphere changes. An eerie silence. A tinge of nervousness comes in. And that nervousness falls to the players. Aslan with the control. Aslan now on the attack. Does get it. Shake of the head. That relief as well. 12-9 now. Malaysia inching closer and closer to the finals. Can Indonesia spoil the celebrations? Can Indonesia hamper the smiles? Haziq with the serve, come on! That's the serve for Malaysia. 13-9. As the pressure mounts for Indonesia. Haziq went for extreme power then, a little extra oomph in that serve. Good job with the delivery for Yuda. Well controlled. And calm as you like. Aslan gets Malaysia the match point. And all of a sudden, the mood in the stadium changes. That look says it all from Abdul Ghani. Match point, Malaysia. No one calling for a timeout. Haziq with the serve. Here it comes. And that's it. Malaysia into the finals. Electric. Indonesia have to applaud their opponents. It's the roar of the Malaysian Tigers as we move on to the finals and face their biggest opponents in the form of Thailand. It's all smiles now, but will it be more smiles later on tonight? Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that match. This was the final point, and the final serve by Haziq Nizam to clinch a 2-0 victory in this semi-final match between Malaysia and Indonesia. What a riveting match it was. It was all down to that second set. Indonesia had it. It came down to the final point. It came down to extra points. And it came down to this final third and final deciding set. Malaysia held their cool, held their nerves. And it's all to play for here in Titiwangsa to be world champions. Flags fly high for Malaysia. This will be a packed house tonight. If you haven't already, try and get yourself some tickets for the 8 p.m. match later on tonight. As we take a look at the highlights from that match, from that set, it was Malaysia, as they had a clear goal of what they wanted to do in that third set. Was individual brilliance at times. Azlan Alias versus their talisman in the form of Saiful Rijal. But a couple of errors from Yuda in serve, which never saw Indonesia take a grasp of the match. It was frantic work like this from Malaysia to get the win. Indonesia fought hard, but somehow towards the end there, Haziq Nizam started shooting aces, started getting the service winners when needed. And when Azlan Alias was given an opportunity, he did not falter. So too with block winners like that. Very much all to play for here tonight. Well, if you're not doing anything this evening, head over to the Titiwangsa Stadium. It's going to be a rocking house against Thailand, who've also comprehensively beaten South Korea in straight sets in both the REGUs for a 2-0 win. And it's smiling faces for now, as Malaysia at least will be pull away with a silver medal, but they don't want the silver, they want the gold. As we take a look at the stats there tonight, spike winners, Saiful Rijal just ahead of Azlan Alias. And well, at the end of the day, it was the errors that was the difference. Indonesia made a couple of errors towards the end, which saw their demise. As we take a look at the road to the final for everyone, and it is confirmed Thailand will go up against Malaysia after beating Korea. Malaysia triumphant this afternoon against their rivals as well, Indonesia. And at 8 p.m., we cannot miss it. Come back for us. Come back to the stadium for the final at Thailand versus Malaysia in the finals of the Team REGU here at the TM ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup. Thank you and good evening, good afternoon, and good night.